As the lights start to come on, 5 red lights ahead of the Russian Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go. And an extraordinary start from Lewis. And the Alfa Romeo cannot catch him. It's 2 wide there, 3 wide there. As there's contact, and there's a front wing flying off one of the AlphaTauris, heading down into turn 1. There's contact, and the Haas and the Renault have been spun around. They're at the back, so it's a horrendous start for YG Sender as he has some contact there from the Red Bull and the Mercedes as they all swing through. Down the inside goes the Ferrari, and he's been spun around. And going off the track, the Williams, after contact with the Ferrari. On the inside, that's the Red Bull. Going off the track is the McLaren as they all file their way through. Dusty and George going side by side off the track. That is F1 Fado in his battle with Melbourne, who gets ahead but crucially spins around and is dropping places as a result of Vesta now fighting the Mercedes as he goes off the track a little bit, and the Mercedes just is ahead, but side by side there from Guy Shep as we head down towards the next corner, and a Vesta and Guy Shep are going side by side. A Vesta gets ahead. F1 Fado's got the slipstream, and he's got the speed advantage against Zauber in the racing point. They're side by side into the hard braking zone, but he gets ahead. Down the straight they head. He's in the slipstream. He pulls to the right-hand side to try to go down the inside on the Mercedes, which he does. He is up into 6th place. Oh, and King Enzo has to take to the escape road, and he might get past here from Zauber right behind, and yes, he does get past by the Racing Point driver on the inside. He tries to swing it around the outside, and he stays ahead, just barely in the background. The Haas slews into the wall. He continues, but he will have front wing damage. Oh, he's lost the rear end, and now he has a good chance at passing him. Now down the straight they go. He's on the left-hand side, but he can't do it. On this occasion, he'll recuperate himself, get in the slipstream, and hopefully try to go for a move down the inside at turn 2 and through the left-hand kink, and now through the long left-hander. He is ahead, and on the inside, on the outside that is, the Renault down the inside goes King Enzo, and that's a double overtake. And oh no, look, he's spun around and he's hit the barrier and lost his entire front wing. He hits the wall again, and that has gone from a great move against the Mercedes to in the barriers. Look at this little battle between the McLaren and the Williams around the outside. He goes through the long left-hander, and he's got that place. He's close, I doubt close enough, but he's gonna, he had a little bit of a look and almost gets his entire front wing ripped off there by the Mercedes. He's going to go to the inside for the next corner. On the inside, Zauber gets past the Mercedes. Oh dear, that is a Vesta spinning around. And I think he might have came together with the McLaren there. It surely looked like it. He will get passed by his teammate Melvin as well. So that's horrendous for a Vesta. He's edging ever closer to get this move done. He does a great switch to the inside, and what a brilliant move that was from Zauber. Now this is the second time that he's had to do this move, and the Mercedes locks up a little bit and almost loses it, and almost comes together again. But fortunately for the both of them, they don't come together. That's a switchback move for the Mercedes, but he spins round, and that will end their battle together. Zauber comes out on top, while the Mercedes ends that battle spinning around and facing the wrong way, and he almost loses it again. As the two Red Bulls go off the track, and they might have come together as well into turn 2. Now let's take a look what happens down the straight. He gets into the slipstream of his teammate. He pulls to the left-hand side, and his teammate switches his line under braking. Oh, and they come together, and they both go off the track, and both have to take to the escape road. And that is very, very good by them to go to the escape road to avoid that penalty, but he does get passed by a Vesta as well. Now who's facing the wrong way? It is Ibrahim. And we have seen him spin around in qualifying as well. And it's happened to him again in the race. And look at the damage to that front wing. He will definitely have to pit. But he doesn't pit. Wow. That is very interesting stuff from Ibrahim. And I doubt it will work. Or maybe it will. Because we're going to get a safety car now. Mercedes has crashed. They're going wheel to wheel. And Nicolas has been spun around. And he's hit the barrier and lost his front wing in his battle with IYG Sender. And that is horrendous stuff from Nicolas, as now he has to retreat to the pit lane, and he slams into the barrier, and that looked like it was on purpose out of frustration, and that is a massive crash, and we could get a safety car as well. Oh, and Ibrahim's gone very, very wide out of the final corner, and he's spun around, and he's gonna hit the barrier, and he has hit the barrier, and he's lost his front wing. He's in last place, so I doubt it will matter very much. So then, it's lap 16 of this Russian Grand Prix. We've got a safety car now for the debris caused by this man, Ibrahim, from hitting the barrier on the exit of the final corner. And because of the debris, they had to pull out a safety car. And you've just seen he's just gone off the track yet again, and now he's going to retreat to the pits and probably retire from this race. Vesta trying to get heat into those tires before the restart. We're ready to get racing once again here at Sochi in Russia. Down the straight we head. Nobody's close enough to make a move to each other. It looks like Vesta's caught a few people out as Lewis and King Enzo start to drop back a little bit. Down into turn 2 now. And it looks like everyone is staying away from each other for the time being. The two Alfa Romeos running 8th and 9th, and now the Alfa Romeo goes wide, and his teammate Gaishep gets right past Jeremy. Into the braking zone, side by side, but he's outbroke himself, and he's gone very, very wide, and he's going to lose 1 and 2 and maybe 3 places. No, he just loses 2. Beto around the outside of Zauber. Zauber barely gives him any room whatsoever. And F1 Beto picks up a penalty. 3 wide there as Zauber gets hit. And he has to retreat just a little bit further back. But it was 3 wide for a moment into the next braking zone. The two Williams are side by side. What a battle this is turning out to be. And F1 Beto gets ahead of Leroy. And off the track, straight off the track, that is Zauber. And he drops to last place. And they've touched, and that will put Gaishep right behind his teammate Jeremy, who swoops past him. And very opportunistic there from Jeremy. It's game on here. He's going to go around the outside. George really fighting this one. And he switches to the inside for the next corner, and he gets ahead. With DRS helping him, King Enzo gets back past George. And that will be a good battle to watch over the next few laps. And big contact between the two of them. And I'm surprised that one of them got spun around, because that was a lot of contact between F1 Beto and the Alfa Romeo of, I think that was Gaishep, and it was. I told you these two are the ones to watch over the next couple laps. They're going side by side yet again. And George, this time around, can he keep ahead of King Enzo? For the time being, the answer is yes. DRS really helping King Enzo. Down the inside he goes. Side by side. George just stays ahead. Vesta has driven a stellar race. He takes the checker flag to win the Russian Grand Prix. But it's this man who will win the Grand Prix off track due to penalties. He comes around the final corner, he spins around, and a big crash. But he has crossed the line, so he will take the victory for the Russian Grand Prix. But not without big damages to his car as he spins around the final corner and rips off the front wheel. But he does win. And Avesta just hangs on to steal the 3rd place on the podium. What a thrilling end that was to the Russian Grand Prix. It was a decent race throughout, but I sure enjoyed that, and I'm sure this man did as well. as he celebrates inside of his cockpit, inside of his stricken Renault car, as they all come out on the podium. And what a race that was. Is Lewis in a prime position to take the championship away from Get On My Faust's hands? I wonder, and it should be another exciting season of WRA, and I'm excited to see the rest of the season, and it should be a great championship battle. On a day that Get On My Faust has to sit back and watch all this unfold, Lewis really maximized his points today as he takes the victory from his teammate King Enzo. 1-2 for Renault. Then comes a Vesta. Great job from him to keep that gap at a nice gap there to George, who almost got a podium from Leroy. Then comes F1 Fado, IYG Sender. Then comes the two Alfa Romeos.